Tired of feedback that doesn't help and want to learn the skills of feedback that actually makes a difference? You're in the right place. Hello, I am Dr. OLGATARA, helping you engage the hearts and minds of your coworkers. For collaboration advice, insights on organizational culture and business partnerships, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to get notified every time I post a new video every week. Working virtually whenever possible is becoming the new normal. There is a lot of advice out there on how to make the most out of the video conferencing tools, how to set up your space, how to do video and sound right, and things like this. All very important things. Yet, there is more to the secret sauce. Over the years of working in a Fortune 100 company as a consultant, as well as externally, I've had the privilege of helping dozens of organizations in different industries improve collaboration functionally and cross-functionally, align or transform their cultures, improve their business partnerships, becoming better and more effective as business partners, leaders, founders, as well as leadership teams, and do so across time zones and continents. So I know a thing or two about how to make virtual collaboration successful, and I have written a guide that can help you increase the quality of your interaction and coordination, help you be a more effective leader in the virtual environment, and so much more. I will share the details about how you can get it at the end of this video. Belonging. Being accepted and respected members of the group matters to us as human beings a great deal. And everything that puts it at risk and feedback is one of those things, potentially threatens our feeling of belonging, acceptance, and being respected. Fortunately, there are ways to make feedback giving a less threatening experience and actually a rewarding one, and I'm about to tell you how. Before we get into the skills of giving and receiving feedback, let's talk a little bit about what makes feedback effective. Effective feedback sheds light on our blind spots, it creates a pathway to change, and it is something that the receiver can do something about. There are several components to the feedback conversations that they need to have in order to be that effective. You've likely heard that feedback needs to be tailored to behavior, be timely, be specific, use examples and patterns, be done at a time that both the receiver and the giver are in a position to have this conversation. I agree with all that, and I have a few more. First, feedback is less threatening when it is part of the routine. You can make it a habit, a norm of having these feedback conversations at the end of each work cycle, however your work is organized. Maybe it's a sprint, maybe it's at the end of the week, maybe it's at the end of the project, maybe it's at the end of the project milestone. However your work is organized, you can do it at the end of each cycle. You can establish this as an agreement with your business partner or with your team member or with your manager to have these conversations regularly. You can also ask for feedback actively and regularly. That puts power into your hands and signals to the other person that you welcome their ideas on how you can improve. If you make it expected and regular, it will become part of your routine, part of your norms on how you do things. And eventually, it will become less threatening and even difficult, unless it really is. To do even more in terms of making feedback conversations expected and normal, you can add standing questions for those feedback conversations, so you know what to expect when you have those conversations, or what kind of information to expect when you have those conversations. Now, I obviously don't know what kind of working environment and profession you are in, so I don't know what matters, or what is valued in your profession or in the work that you do, but I can offer you a couple of examples that are generic, I think, that can be used in every environment, and you can develop it and go from there. For example, you can be asking questions like what is working well and what is not working well? What could be done better? What could be done even better if, for example, if everything goes well? You can ask questions about behavior and impact. What do I do and what's the impact that it has? Even if the feedback is neutral, it's good to know what kind of impact you're having and your behavior is having. You can ask about how do you hinder the work or how you help the work, how you make it move forward and things like that. Second, develop a relationship. Yes, I mean one-on-one relationships with people. And I know that you hear me talk about relationships with people a lot, but trust and knowing each other is what puts feedback conversations into the context of your relationship. Because feedback becomes not about who you are as a person. It doesn't threaten so much the essence of who you are or who you are to that coworker. It is about what you do and how you do it. It is about what you can improve and how you can do better. and it doesn't put the question of who you are to this person, because you still continue to be a valuable and accepted team member to this person or coworker to this person. It doesn't threaten that portion of it. It just really focuses on what you do, how you do it. From that perspective, relationship and connection really helps us do both. Feel accepted, feel respected, and feel belonging, feel part of the group, while fulfilling the need to grow, learn, and develop. I have 2 other videos that may help you further your learnings on the subject. One is about feedback and how to use feedback to improve relationships. That can be done. And another one is how to connect with your team members, how to connect better with your team members and your team. I will put the links below in the description to both of those videos. Third, make it a conversation. Effective feedback shouldn't be a download, so make it a dialogue. And actively listen, whether you are on the receiving end or on the giving end. Active listening engages you in the conversation. As a giver of feedback, you can ask for their perspective on what you have observed and what are the changes that you are suggesting. You can also ask for feedback that they have on you. For that, you can, for example, use the generic questions, the standing questions that I suggested a minute ago. As a receiver of feedback, you have an active role too. Engage with the feedback that you are given and suggest, if you're ready, suggest some things that you can do to improve and see what the giver thinks. If you're finding this video helpful, please let me know by putting helpful in the comments below, or better yet, by sharing this video with your friends and coworkers that you care about. Now that we have the parameters set for effective feedback, let's talk about each of the sides of the coin, starting with how to make feedback effective when you are on the giving end. Use observations, not judgments. Talk about what you've noticed in objective terms without adding your meaning to it. Make it about something that others could see as well. For example, that a coworker didn't offer any opinion in a conversation that impacted her, not that she was withdrawn from the conversation. Or that another coworker used up most of the airtime in the conversation that was supposed to be a discussion with 10 other people, not that he was dominating the conversation. Describe the situation as if you were to describe a movie, without adding your meaning or judgment to it. Doing just that may help the other person become more self-aware and understand the impact of their behavior. Staying out of judgment, saying things as a matter of fact, also works for you. It helps you stay out of drama, which is what takes us out of productive conversations, out of connection. By the way, I have another video on how to overcome drama in the workplace, which may be helpful to you. I will put the link below in the description. Be concrete and sincere. Have the intention to help the other person learn and grow through your feedback, and it will come out helpful. Make sure you care. Make sure you care about the other person that you are giving feedback to, so that they don't feel attacked or criticized for who they are. Now let's talk about how to make feedback effective when you are on the receiving end. First, if you think that you are powerless in this situation, I invite you to think again. It is you who makes the choice about what to let in and how to let it impact you. Maybe you take it as help, something that empowers you to be better and do better. Maybe you're taking it as a judgment that you're going to feel shame about. Or maybe you're going to take it as noise, something that you don't need to pay attention to and can just simply brush off. If you want to brush it off as noise, or if you feel judged or picked up on, it is possible, depending on the situation, that the feedback was poorly delivered or that the intent of the giver was somehow to hurt you. However, it is also very possible that you judged the feedback too soon. You were not open to hearing what the giver was about to say, what their intent was and what they noticed, what their observations were, how they could be helpful to you. If you know that this is your tendency, then I would encourage you to first, before brushing off, really engage with the feedback. You can always brush it off, but first engage with the feedback and try to really listen and understand where the giver is coming from. Are they trying to be helpful? Are they trying to help you be more successful, do better, be better as a person? Ask yourself, can their feedback be true? Engage with it. Really try to understand what is communicated to you, what this is about, and then decide. And if it is something that's going to be helpful to you, I would take it seriously and apply it. Focus on learning from feedback. Expect feedback and assume that you will learn new things from it and will become better. This intent will help you assume positive intent from the giver and help you be more open-minded and listen to understand. Don't judge yourself for receiving feedback that may be hard to swallow. Everyone has blind spots and everyone can get better, even if you are an expert. I know I can get better and I welcome feedback that helps me learn how. Show respect and appreciation to the feedback giver. After all, they took the time to help you grow. So thanking them is appropriate. What also is appropriate is refraining from excuses and defending yourself, which is helpful to you to take the feedback in before deciding what to do with it, for your relationship to keep it out of drama, and for the feedback giver to show that their opinion matters to you. By the way, I have another video on how to navigate challenging situations in workplace relationships. I put the link in the description below if you wanted to check it out. If you have questions or challenges when it comes to collaboration or workplace relationships that you would like my help with, feel free to let me know in the survey below. I put the link to survey below in the description, and I will do my best to make a video to help you. To recap, you can make an experience of giving and receiving feedback a rewarding one, the one that helps you and your coworkers be more effective, strengthen your belonging and your workplace relationships. So now you know the skills of giving and receiving feedback. The truth is, it is easier to navigate when you are in person, when you are co-located, but we're living in the new normal when everyone who can work remotely does so. To succeed at that, I promised you a guide on how to make virtual collaboration successful. Feel free to download it via the link below. If you found this video helpful, please let me know by putting helpful in the comments below, but even more so by sharing it with your friends and coworkers that you care about. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to get notified every time I post a new video every week. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, but in the meantime, you can watch another video of mine that may be helpful to you, or a series of my videos that are specifically curated for those who are interested in the topics of feedback and collaboration. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I will see you in the next one.